Good morning, students. Welcome to online computer class. This is second part of your computer chapter working with queries, forms and records. In our previous session, students, we learned the concept of query and we learned setting a relationship between tables. Then we learned initially how to create a query. In this session, students, we will learn to create a query in design view. Then we will learn about specifying simple criteria, specifying multiple criteria, creating a query in Query Wizard. We will learn the concept of form and we will see how a form is created. So let's start today's session.
Let us understand the design grid. Field. The first row of the design grid displays the selected field names from the table. Table. Beneath each field name is the name of the existing table. Show. The show row displays a check mark. The fields with check marks display the information when the query is run. To hide the fields during runtime, deselect the check mark by clicking on it. Sort. This property is used to filter the data either in an ascending or descending order. It is optional. Criteria. It contains the condition on the basis of which the records will be filtered in the query output. Or, this property is used to set multiple criteria in a query. Okay, students, let us find out how to specify simple criteria. You specify criteria in the criteria row of the design grid. Specify the criteria value in the criteria row and the data will be filtered accordingly in the query output. Let us understand it with the help of the given example. To view the roll numbers and names of the students of class 8, double-click on the required fields in the table. Move the cursor to the criteria row and type the criteria 8 in the class field column. Click on the sort property in the full name column and set it in the ascending order. Click on the close button of the query window to save the query. A dialog box will appear asking you to save changes to the design of query 1. Click on the Yes button to save the changes. The Save As dialog box will appear. Specify the query name and click OK. The query name will appear in the navigation pane. Make sure you have selected the All Access Objects option from the drop-down menu in the navigation pane. Double-click on the query name to view the query output. The query result will be displayed in the datasheet view, which looks like a table. Let me give you a tip. To view the query output without saving, click on the Run button in the Results group on the Design tab. Okay, students, know the fact. All the tables you select to include in your query will appear as small windows in the Object Relationship pane. Each window contains a list of the available fields within those tables. Okay, now let us find out how to specify multiple criteria. To see information when either two or more alternate criteria are satisfied, you can make use of Or criteria row in the design grid of the query. Suppose from a wide range of record, you want to see the records of class 8th and class 9th only. Move the cursor to the criteria row and type the condition equal to 8 in class field. Type the second condition equal to 9 in the Or row of the same column. Now run the query by clicking on the Run button on the Design tab. The query result will be displayed in the datasheet view. If you want to save your query, click on the Save command in the Quick Access toolbar. When prompted to name it, type the desired name and then click OK. Now let us learn how to create a query in Query Wizard. To create a query in Query Wizard, click on the Create tab. Select the Query Wizard button in the Queries group. The New Query dialog box appears. The Simple Query Wizard option is selected by default. Click OK. The Simple Query Wizard screen appears as shown in the figure. Select the table that contains the data in the Tables or Queries list box. Now add the fields that you want to have in the query result. To add a field, select the required fields in the Available Fields box. Click on the single forward arrow button or just double-click on the field. You will notice that the selected field is shifted to the Selected Fields box. In case you want to add all the fields, then click on the double forward arrow button. It will shift all the fields at once. You can remove the selected fields from the Selected Fields box. To remove them one by one, click on the single backward arrow button, or to remove all at once, click on the double backward arrow button. Once you have selected the required fields, then click on the Next button. The simple query wizard screen 2 of 3 appears, prompting you to either select the details or summary query. Simply click on the Next button. In the next step, simple query wizard screen 3 of 3 appears. Enter a new title for your query. Observe that the Open the Query to View Information radio button is selected by default. Now click on the Finish button. The query result will appear in the datasheet view. You will observe that the query name is visible in the navigation pane. Okay students, let's take a quick quiz. To zoom in the current field in the datasheet view, press Shift plus F2. Okay, let us understand what are forms. In general, a form is a piece of paper on which a user fills the required information in the specific field. Likewise, in Microsoft Access 2016, forms work quite similar to it. Forms allow you to add and update data in one record at a time in a table. Although Access provides a data sheet view, which is a convenient way of entering data, but it is not an appropriate tool for every data entry situation. Sometimes, when you work with different users and do not want to expose to the inner working of Access database, you may choose to use Access forms to create a better user-friendly interface. Any form you create from a table will let you view the data that is already in that table, and you can also add new data. A form can have different name from a table, yet it manipulates the same information and data to the corresponding table. If you change a record in a form, it will be reflected in a table also. Data can be inserted, updated and deleted from a table by using a form object. You can work on the form in the following 3 views. Form view is used to enter, edit and view data. Design view is used to adjust the design of your form. It gives you a more detailed view of the structure of a form, such as header, detail and footer sections. Layout view is used to change the appearance and size of various controls of a form. Okay, let us find out how to create a form. To create a form, select a table or a query in the navigation pane that you want to use as the data source for the form. Click on the Create tab on the ribbon. Select the form option in the Forms group. A new form is created and opens in the Layout view, in which you can change the appearance of a form. You will notice that 3 new tabs, Design, Arrange and Format, appear on the ribbon. If you want to edit or enter data in the form, click on the Home tab, then View button, then Form view. Use the Record navigation bar to move through the records in the form. After finishing the data entry, save your work by clicking on the Save option in Quick Access toolbar or Save option in the File tab. You will observe that the form object gets added in the navigation pane.
Now, homework related to today's session. You have to answer these 2 questions. The first one is, which combination key is used to zoom in the current field in the data sheet? The second question is, write the different types of views for form and its use. Complete this homework and send it to my email ID till Friday 5 p.m. Write your new class and section along with your homework. Thank you for watching the video. Be healthy, be safe and keep learning.